Have you ever walked into a room, not messy, not dirty, but something just felt heavy? Like the air was thicker, like the walls were quietly holding on to years of memories, paperwork, clothes, boxes, stuff that hasn't been touched in ages. Maybe it's your own living room. Maybe it's your parents' or grandparents' house. You open a cabinet and it's filled with old Tupperware lids that don't match anything. You see stacks of magazines from a decade ago, a drawer full of random cords, or 5 extra blankets, just in case. And you think to yourself, how did we end up with all of this? But here's the thing, clutter doesn't just take up space on shelves. It takes up space in the mind. For seniors especially, it creeps in quietly, making the home harder to move around in, harder to clean, and in some cases, even dangerous. A forgotten box in the hallway can turn into a fall. A pile of old papers might trigger anxiety or confusion. And worst of all, we often don't even notice the weight of it until it becomes a problem. And as someone who loves and cares for an aging parent, or as someone becoming that aging parent, you might wonder, where do we even start? That's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. Today you'll discover 9 specific items, yes, 9, that can be decluttered immediately from every room of the home. We're not talking about precious memories or family heirlooms. We're talking about the sneaky stuff. The items that serve no purpose anymore, but still sit there, silently adding stress, dust, and even risk to daily life. By the end of this video, you'll feel empowered to make small, meaningful changes, whether for yourself or for someone you care deeply about. And trust me, those small changes can lead to a home that feels lighter, safer, and more peaceful. So let's do this together. Comment down below with a simple, declutter ready, if you're on board to clear out the chaos, one drawer, one shelf, one memory at a time. And if you want more heartfelt, practical tips to help you or your loved ones age with grace, clarity, and joy, go ahead and subscribe to Wisdom of Longevity, because you deserve to feel at peace in the place you call home. All right, let's begin, one room at a time. 1. Living room. Old magazines and newspapers. Picture this. Your father, sitting proudly in his recliner, next to a leaning tower of National Geographics from the 90s. He taps one with a smile and says, "Those are classics. You don't throw away classics." And sure, maybe once he read them cover to cover. Maybe they were passed around, discussed, even cherished, but now they just sit there, faded, dusty, pages sticking together from years of forgotten time. Here's what we forget. Old paper collects dust, sometimes even mold. And while reading is a beautiful habit, outdated magazines aren't being read anymore. They're not inspiring, they're just sitting. And yet, we convince ourselves, I might read them again, but let's be honest, we won't, and neither will they. Instead, keep 1 or 2 that hold true meaning. Maybe that issue about the moon landing, or the one with the fold-out map he loved. The rest, recycle. Clear the stack. Create a simple magazine basket with only this month's editions. Something that feels fresh, easy to reach, easy to read. Because clarity in the room leads to clarity in the mind. 2. Bedroom. Excess bedding and unused pillows. Now let's walk into the bedroom. There was a woman once. We'll call her June. June had 15 pillowcases for one bed. When asked why, she smiled and said, "Just in case we have company, or the dog gets sick, or the weather changes." Truth is, she hadn't had guests in 5 years. We do this, don't we? We hold on to extra just in case. But here's what we don't see. More pillows and bedding mean more dust, more allergens, and yes, more laundry. Too many layers? They can even lead to disrupted sleep and overheating. We think more is cozy, but really, it's cluttered. Simplify. 2 to 3 sheet sets. That's all you need. Wash, rotate, donate the rest. Shelters and care homes often welcome gently used linens. And when the bedroom breathes easier, so will you. 3. Bathroom, expired medications and products. Now open the medicine cabinet. You'll find a small jar of cream, yellowed at the edges, a bottle of pain reliever from 2003, maybe an old cough syrup, barely a sip taken, tucked behind half-used lotions. One woman we knew had ointments from the early 2000s. She believed they were still good. But the truth, expired medication is not just ineffective. It can be dangerous. Old creams can breed bacteria. Pills can lose potency, or worse, cause harm. The biggest myth here? If it's not used up, it's still useful. But our bodies, especially aging ones, deserve better than that gamble. Clear it out. Take old meds to a pharmacy disposal program. Replace only what's current, safe, and truly needed. And watch how the bathroom becomes a place of care again, instead of a cluttered shelf of doubt. 4. Kitchen. Duplicate utensils and broken gadgets. Let's go to the heart of the home now, the kitchen. This is where emotions live, recipes passed down, smells that stir up memories. But open a drawer, and you might find 3 can openers, 2 toasters, 5 spatulas, and maybe none of them work quite right. One woman, we'll call her Alma, kept every gadget she'd ever owned. But when she cooked, she reached for the same wooden spoon. Every single time. Seniors often hold on to duplicates as a safety net. What if one breaks? What if someone else needs it? But in truth, too many tools make cooking harder. Cluttered drawers are confusing. Heavy drawers are dangerous. So here's the fix. Keep the best, the one they actually use. Label it favorite if needed. Make it easy. Donate the rest or recycle broken items. Because when the kitchen feels simple, it becomes joyful again. 5. Dining room. Mismatched or chipped dishware. Now look in the dining cabinet. You'll see a teacup, chipped, stained, a little rough on the edge. She loved that teacup, someone says. But she hasn't used it in years, and it's no longer safe. Here's the hard truth. Chipped dishes can harbor bacteria. They can cause small, dangerous cuts. They're no longer serving their purpose. They're holding a memory hostage. We often think it was a gift. It has history. Yes, but that doesn't mean it needs to be in daily rotation. So here's what you do. Pick 1 or 2 sentimental pieces. Put them on display. Honor them. The rest? Replace with safe, light, easy-to-grip dishware. Something that supports independence and dignity. 6. Closet. Clothes that no longer fit or suit the season. Now step into the closet. There was a woman in Florida, we'll call her Betty. Betty had 3 heavy winter coats. Her reason? You never know when a cold snap might hit. The last time it dipped below 50? 5 years ago, closets overflow with clothes that don't fit or don't fit their life anymore. Tight clothes can cause falls. Heavy clothes drain energy. And an overstuffed closet can make getting dressed a daily stress instead of a simple joy. We tell ourselves, I might wear it again. But let's be real, probably not. So what's the answer? Keep what fits now, what feels good now, soft, breathable, easy to wear clothes. Donate the rest. Someone out there truly needs it. Because a simplified closet brings confidence back into everyday life. 7. Hallway closet storage. Empty boxes and old packaging. The hallway closet, where light bulbs meet mystery cords, and stacked high in the back, TV boxes, printer boxes, old appliance packaging, just in case we return it. One family had every box from every product they'd bought in the last 10 years. The return windows, long gone. Empty boxes aren't smart storage. They're fire hazards. They waste space. They're false security. If it's been more than a month and the item works, recycle the box. Unless a warranty requires the packaging, it's time to let it go. And suddenly, you'll find space you didn't know you had. 8. Home office. Outdated paperwork. Now open that drawer full of papers. Stacks of electric bills from 2005. Manuals for electronics they no longer own. It's easy to see how this happens. Paper feels important. We were raised to keep receipts, file everything, just in case. But too much paper creates stress and confusion, especially for seniors who may not know what's vital and what's just noise. One folder labeled important can be life-changing. So sit down with them, sort together. Keep essentials, medical records, ID copies, financial basics. Scan what can be scanned, shred the rest, and suddenly the mind feels clearer, lighter, safer. 9. Sentimental clutter. Trinkets and gifts they feel guilty to letting go. This one is the hardest. It's the drawer with birthday cards from people they don't remember, the figurine from a trip they barely recall. The gift from a friend long past, kept not from joy, but guilt. There was a woman, we'll call her May. May kept every holiday card for 20 years, not because she needed them, but because she couldn't bear to let them go. We all do this. We confuse letting go with letting them go. But here's what's true. Memories live in the heart, not in clutter. So instead, make a memory box. Pick 5 meaningful items. Photograph the others. Create a digital scrapbook. Honor the moment, then release the object. Because a home full of guilt is not a home that heals. Now that we've walked through each room together, let's talk about what all this really means for your health, your happiness, and your peace of mind. You know, this isn't just about tidying up a few rooms, it's about letting go of burdens. And that's hard, really hard, because every object you part with might carry a memory, might remind you of someone, might feel like a piece of your history. But here's the truth. Holding on doesn't always mean honoring. Sometimes it's just weighing us down. We keep a drawer full of old cards because we miss the people. We hold on to coats we'll never wear again because they remind us of who we once were. We cling to broken things because fixing them feels like holding on to hope. But in that clutter, sometimes we lose sight of what we still have. Let me tell you something that might reframe the way you see it. Clutter isn't just a mess, it's a whisper of unfinished business. It reminds us of what we've lost, yes. But clearing it? That makes room for what still matters. For freedom, for movement, for safety, for calm. And that's not a loss. That's a gift. So if this feels overwhelming, if the idea of cleaning out a whole house feels like too much, start small. Just one room, even one drawer, that's it. Because it's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. And every drawer you sort, every bag you donate, you're not just organizing stuff, you're reclaiming space. Space for laughter, space for visitors, space to breathe again. You're making it easier to live, easier to be cared for, easier to feel peace instead of pressure. A clutter-free home doesn't mean an empty life. It means a life with room. Room for the things and the people that truly count. You're not erasing the past, you're protecting the present and paving the way for a lighter, safer, more joyful future. Take your time. Give yourself grace. You deserve that. Let's quickly go back over what we've covered, because even one small step can make a big impact. We walked through 9 things you can start decluttering today. Not heirlooms, not treasures, but everyday items that quietly collect and quietly clutter. Old magazines and newspapers in the living room, extra bedding and unused pillows in the bedroom, expired medications and dusty products in the bathroom, duplicate utensils and broken gadgets in the kitchen, chipped dishes and mismatched sets in the dining room, clothes that don't fit or don't suit your life anymore, empty packaging hiding in hallway closets, outdated paperwork piling up in home offices, and those sentimental trinkets, the ones we keep out of guilt, not love. Every item removed is a small victory. For your health, for your peace of mind, for your future. So tell me in the comments, which room in your or your loved one's home needs the most decluttering? Let's talk about it. Let's help each other. You're not alone in this. And if this video helped you or even just gave you a little hope, hit that subscribe button. We're here to walk with you every step of the way with stories that speak to your heart and practical tips that honor your journey. This is Wisdom of Longevity, and we believe aging isn't about slowing down. It's about living smarter, with more clarity, care, and joy. So thank you for spending this time with me. You're doing something meaningful. Keep creating space for peace, for love, and for a long, beautiful life ahead. I'll see you in the next video.